roll. Good evening. Good audio is connecting. Good evening, Miss Smith. Good evening. I know your audio, at least the sign says your audio is connecting. How we doing, ladies? How we doing, everybody?
Doing all right.
We're gonna have to get this artist. There we go. Get our artisan off mute so she can share with us this evening. I'm seeing some beautiful, lovely ladies on our platform this evening. It is 7:03. We're gonna give everybody about another 2 minutes to join, and then we're gonna move on. So glad everybody's here. These beautiful faces and avatars. Well, not avatars, but beautiful pictures from Miss Nicole has joined us as well. How we feeling? Y'all check in with me. How we feeling this evening?
Excellent. Feeling good.
Great.
Feeling great.
I got a nod. The host said she's good. The host, B. Randall, has said she is good. Good. I am your evening host. Now, y'all know Miss B is the host. I'm just, the poet host, B. Randall. I am just your evening host, Miss Patterson. Welcome, 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 Miss Johnson. So glad you could join us. So glad you could join us, y'all. We're going to do a countdown for another few minutes, for almost another few seconds. We're going to take this thing to 7:05, and our gravy train is moving on. Miss Smith or Miss Johnson, would either of you like to chime in? Let us know how you're doing this evening. Hey, Miss Veronica. All the way from the A and TL. Welcome.
Thank you.
A lot of technology.
Yeah. Just was interested in this performance. Well, this event that you put on. I'm going through a few things personally, but I was glad for this opportunity. So thank you for making it available.
Well, you know what? We are all grateful to God for allowing Him to bring us all together to make this happen. I have to say it's all gifts, talents, and abilities. So he's put this together. I love you coming out the gate with transparency. You going through some things. I don't know if there's anybody on this call that's not going through anything. Can I get a hand raised? Can I get a head nod? Can I get a, whoop whoop? Can I get something? Right? We all are dealing with something. So without further ado, this is our part 1 in our series, Arts and Healing. Okay, Arts and Healing. And how this came about, Ms. B. Randall, who's awesome and fantastic, she said, hey, T, this is what you do, and this is what I do as an artisan, and I'm a speaker. Let's get together and put something together because we both are about wellness. Her motto is touch, move, and inspire. So she's given us a charge that in all things we do, we should touch, move, and inspire. So I would say this has been a collaborative child, and I'm grateful for the experience. So the host, B. Randall, thank you for this wonderful idea and opportunity as we have partnered with the City of Dallas in their arts and culture department. So what a blessing it is, and that we can share some things as we cope through COVID and beyond. Okay, so as we cope through COVID and beyond, we have Miss Leah Shug Avery in the house. I had the pleasure of meeting Miss Shug a couple of years ago. She allowed me the privilege of being on a podcast. So here we are again on another platform together. Miss Shug, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Miss T, Sean, Nikco. It's something when you meet folks and, you meet them briefly in passing. We had the pleasure of being out on a date in the same space together one night. Y'all, I stood in the elevator with this girl. Her energy was just like, right? So here I am with the privilege of being able to, I don't know what this means.
What happened?
I don't know what y'all.
You good?
Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. Just
the enemy. It's the enemy, y'all. It's the enemy.
You know, it's a lie. It's a lie.
See, we buy that in the name of Jesus. Why it's got to
We
be the enemy?
buying it.
Somebody
You know,
might have just needed a little
technology.
extra time to log in. And
You
so
know,
we've been hit with this obstacle so they can chime in right at the right time
That's
for
what
such
it
a time
is.
as this type activities. It don't
come on,
always
come
have to
on.
be the demons. Because I be fooling with them.
I'm just joking.
You know, flexibility. See, you know, flexibility. Just being here in the midst and making it do what it do. Okay, because we all
It's just
gonna be,
adversity.
you know, we all oh adversity.
It's adversity, but we're gonna rise above it anyway. So
Yeah,
we're gonna
that
heal.
part.
We're gonna heal through it.
We are, and that's exactly what we doing. But again, and I am your host, Trisha Patterson, motivational speaker, inspiration leader at Trisha Patterson Inspires LLC, mental health professional, you know, just doing what I do. So glad to be here. You all get ready for an awesome time this evening, because what we're going to do, our order of show is this. Our artists are going to go through with the round of original pieces. At the end, they're going to tell us why they selected that particular piece and how it is that piece either touched, moved, healed, or inspired their life in some capacity. Okay, because the goal here is to show how we can be healed through art. Okay, and that's why we're here. How does art or our expression, tonight's expression is spoken word. It could be any type of artistic expression, but how did this spoken word piece change, heal, or help you restore in your life? Our guests want you to chime in, ask questions in the chat, or raise your hand, okay? And we'll be happy to allow you to interact with the artisans, our creatives this evening, and then we'll move on to our next artist. We're gonna do the same thing, all right? So get ready to be touched, get ready to be moved, get ready to be inspired. First up this evening, ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss B. Randall.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
You know, I was looking at the, so, okay. All
Miss
right.
B. Randall, ladies and gentlemen, is a dear friend of mine. We've known each other for, oh gosh, I can't even put those kind of numbers up here in public, but we've known each other since college. And always been a phenomenal person. She is inside out, just awesome and amazing. Are you freezing on us, B?
Trish?
B?
You froze? Yeah, you froze, so I didn't know.
I thought you froze.
Maybe I did, but I was still, okay.
So, Miss Randall, I'm going to buy your intro.
Okay.
Y'all, am I getting feedback?
I'm hearing feedback.
Me? That really might be me, y'all. Oh, Lord.
Let me move. I have my phone. I have two phones connected here. I got to have two. So let me move this. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, so Randall has had the longest running all-female show in history, entitled In the Words of a Sister. It's a bad show, y'all. It's a bad show. Every year, it's always something to look forward to. She is a featured CAP artist, 2019 to the present, and she was chosen specifically and solely to speak at Texas Capitol, well, in Austin, at the state Capitol, on National Day of Prayer. You know, just, you know, when people come looking for you to show up at the state Capitol, you know, and bring your gift and talent to us, that speaks volumes again as to who she is and to the caliber of this woman. So without further ado, Ms. B. Randall.
Thank you. So this piece is entitled, If My Mama Were Here. If my mama were here, she would say, now baby, you know mama don't believe in no black girl magic, but I do see in you the manifestation and the moving result of a black girl blessed. She would say, see, I know that God created you to teach smiles to grace. He created you because he knew that you would have enough humanity to teach hummingbirds to fly. And you would always take the time to help those less fortunate than you. See, he created you to speak legacy, hope to legacy. So no, baby, that don't make you magic. That makes you a curse breaker. If my mama were here, she would say, stay woke, all while giving fist pumps to the youngsters and quote Maxine Waters, representative, that is, Maxine Waters. She'd be like, baby, now you tell your haters, if they come to you, they better shoot straight. Because ain't nothing like a wounded animal, but moreover, ain't nothing like a wounded animal's mama. And you can tell them that I said it just like that. If my mama were here. If my mama were here, she would hold counseling sessions for the brokenhearted. And she would start with me. She would say, now, baby, I know that you think that love has not been good with you, but that's all right. You just keep loving. See, things are going to come at you like a tsunami, big, bold, and mighty. But you just stand still because you're going to have to weather a few storms. So just plant your feet and stand still. Because when the storm ceases, real love will find you. Real love will find you, and it will entwine you like a good book. It will cool you like a breeze on your hottest day, and it will scoop you up, and it will cradle you like Mary must have held Jesus. If my mama were here, she would say, now, baby, mama and daddy's heart does not carry enough beats to make you a complete song, but that's okay. Because we be those old spirituals in Black churches in the country. When the piano player wasn't around, we keep time with our feet. So baby, in life, you gotta sing lead to your own song. But if you ever get lost in the chorus, just remember, there's old Jesus lovers patting their feet. And remember your ancestors, because they will always lead you back to the sun. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah.
So B, tell us why you selected this particular piece and what form of healing it has brought to or for you. And meeting participants, you're definitely welcome to jump in, or if you want to drop a question in the chat for B, please feel free to do so. So B, tell us why this piece and what form of healing has it brought for you?
I chose that piece because I think that I wrote the piece in a time of uncertainty. Like, what would my mama do? My sister and I often joke when things are going on and we're trying to, I don't know, having car problems or whatever. We like, Roosevelt Randall is my daddy. So we know what to do. We take action like that. And so my mom, the same way, is like in a situation where I'm like, I need guidance. I need to know what to do. And so you look for that, what I call my superhero mom. You look for answers. And so that piece came, kind of out of nowhere and just gave me what I needed, that I would, what are you going to do? You're going to persevere. You're going to keep going. You're going to keep moving through it all. So it's just always been, it's a piece that I don't perform very often, but in the spaces that I have performed it, I love the reaction that no matter who makes up the audience, that it's always been, everybody relates to that piece, whether it's Big Mama or whether, it's Mama, but people relate to that piece, and it just allows for healing to be in the room because, when I think of her energy. So
Mm,
that's, yeah.
okay. So from our audience, are there any questions for B in this particular piece or anything you'd like to chime in? What impact has this piece did it have on you, even in just hearing it?
I think it was awesome. I used to do poetry all the time and hear pieces. I did a lot of it in school.
Mhm.
And so it was just great hearing that, bringing back memories. And what
Mhm.
better than to, experience your mother? Your mother always knows best. So that piece just really
Wow.
touched me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
B, I think that's interesting. You've inspired me. Some of you many of you all may not know my mother recently. We recently lost our mother, and it's some serious healing and restoring that's still taking place, right
Exactly.
now. And so to come right out with, if my mama were here, because my mom was a bad girl. She still is, just bad to the bone, and so B, you've inspired me. You touched me in a place on that healing side. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, if my mama were here, because I'm having to say that often. What is she gonna say? What's she gonna do? We gotta press through, we gotta do this, if my mama were here, she don't play that.
Exactly.
You got to do X, Y, and Z. You got to, like you say, we gonna reach back to the ancestors and everybody gonna smile and we touching the sun. Cause
Right.
that girl don't play.
Right.
My
And,
mama
that,
don't.
and right. And I think that that's the same, Lady V was the same as, as my mom or whatever, just strong and just a real always. And I think that piece just, just always resonates just to remind us who we are, and what stock we come from, that this, I can do this, I can get through this.
Okay.
But there's all
Mm.
those tools that their words and their actions left us or whatever, when I, going through any situation, like, okay, and just being able to feel, her presence through the words that she may have left me. And, and with the healing process of losing your mom, because I lost my mom in 2012, and, I still battle with that. My voice cracks now as I even say it so out loud. But it's just that power from that, from what your superhero mom gives you. And I know that Shug has gone through the same thing recently, the loss of her mother. But you learn, you remember those things that you were taught.
Jesus.
So thank you for your words on that. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I did not know you lost your mom, Trish. I'm not going to say I'm sorry because I know what it sounds like when people say that, but I do remember when you came on the chat cast saying that you guys had got your degree together and she was saying,
Yeah.
I'm getting my PhD. Like, I ain't stopping there. So, even in that brief mentioning of her, her spirit was very well expressed. So, um, just want to share that
I
memory with you.
appreciate that. And I didn't know that you had lost your mom either, because I remember my house hunting venture, I called you and you and your mom were out and about doing some, and
Yep.
you two were an option. You TWO were an option. And so, B, again, that piece, you might
Yeah,
have
with
to,
everything. Yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah.
might have send us an autographed copy of that one, as we all, and if there's any other callers on the phone that have experienced the loss of a mom or mother figure, I don't get caught up in the biological relationship. But mama is whoever done raised you,
Yeah.
if that was your sister, then,
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, that's some awesome, yeah, that's some awesome. And I didn't know it had been that long. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My condolence for you, Trisha, and you, Shug, because that's something like that's something I got in my mind recently, because I'm like, you got to take care of yourself better, because I need you to be here for a long time. And she heard me, because I could chastise when I want to, and I think about my grandmother when Dee reads that poem, because my grandma grew up in a church and she taught Sunday school for 30 plus years and had her Bible concordances and was studying. And the part about keeping time with your feet in the church, I'm like, I can hear it.
Mhm.
Every time B says that line, I hear it. I hear that foot stomping, and I hear them tambourines. And I think that, to me, it was a beautiful way of expressing that healing, because you can talk about like she's never left if she's still a part of you and a part of who you are, and those special moments, like, because they were just built for it tough. My grandma survived the Great Depression, so you can't tell me nothing about Miss Dorothy Frank. You can't tell me nothing about her. And but that love was real. So I love that poem. B, it's one of my favorites. I always enjoy it.
So with that, since Tishun just spoke, I'm going to introduce you all to this wonderful being who walked into my life in 2019, right?
2018, maybe 2018. I think 2018. I think
2018. Yes, my show was late opening, so we stayed outside talking, and just literally, I fell in love with this person's being and character. And Tishun was when my father, we had just did a show. We did In the Words of a Sister, the kids version. Remember? And my father passed away a few days later. It wasn't very long afterwards. And so, but to have someone, God has always been good to me in sending people at the right time, whatever. So this young lady is not just a poet. She is a motivational speaker. She is a visual artist. She is the author of There's Healing in This Water. She is just a genius when we come to when we talk about creative. She's a real Renaissance lady. Please welcome, show her love, Tishun Nikco.
Oh, thank you so much, B. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna read from my book, and I love that too. So There's Life in This Water. This is my baby.
Tell us how we can get us a copy of your baby, Tishun. Make sure you let us know how we can get a copy.
Thank you. So There's Life in This Water is the poetry collection of Tishun Nikco. It's my artwork actually on the cover. I did that. And it's on Amazon. It's available for purchase on Amazon. So if you feel so inclined. So there we go. And then I'm gonna read this first one, and then you want to ask questions. Oh, I love this about healing. That's my thing right here. Okay. I have loved and nurtured the little girl inside me. I love her, I have loved her, and forever will. She has been through so much. I comfort her and wipe her infinite tears away into a spiritual bucket every night. I gingerly pour her tears into a well. I carry her with me. I bathe in oceans of soul love, less salty, more sweet, self-replenishing, always renewing, purifying. She sojourns to the rivulets with me, discovering hidden waterfalls. One day her well filled so that we allowed you to bring your cup, to drink in the overflow, to bask in the overglow. Together we sat on the edge of her well to share soul to soul. One day you convinced me to jump in, to go into myself, share my pain, and I jumped. I splashed into myself. We both saw more than intimacy. My well expanded for two. As we swam, swirled, and soaked it all in, my well became an ocean with just us. And I realized we had become love. We had leaped in love together. We were completely enveloped in every single direction. Love was all around us, yet more than a body was removed when you left. When you left, the home for our love was demolished. I lost an ocean. I lost the whole ocean. The overflow gone, the well drained, replaced with despair. Love left after you smashed our hopes to pieces, smaller than the grains of sand now under our feet. Our ocean became my desert when you left. I named it after your desertion. And I began my tireless work of carrying her tears once again. Enraged, I watched the buckets fill faster than ever. So now I must carry my little girl back to her ocean, for she has already forgotten the way. And I fret she will forget how to swim again. Never forget.
Yes. All right. Just powerful. You know, I think about the just how you carry us with the water.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
of course, I love the book or whatever. So I'm a fan.
Yeah.
What 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 was the inspiration? Why this piece now?
Okay. Thank you. Great question, B. So talking about healing through the arts, I think this is a poem. A lot of my poems, I can see like the journey, evolution. I think as far as a woman, we have that little girl inside of us, and we have to take care of her. We have to
Mhm.
nourish her. And childhood trauma, we're still healing from things in our childhood to this day, whether we want to admit it or not. And so acknowledging that you're happy, you're a joy, but you're going to continue to nourish her. Like in my journey, my little girl dealt with the trauma of disengagement, of it's when you ignore someone that you're supposed to love. You're supposed to be a caregiver, and that hurts. So I give her quality time. I let her have childlike wonder and play and explore. But this was really, I think, when you've been through things and you open up for love, that whole ocean. I mean,
Mhm.
I wrote this a while ago, but last year I visited the Arizona. It's like the desert, right?
Mhm.
And then, but at first I went to Corpus Christi and was at the ocean. So I was at the Gulf, I was at the ocean, and then I was actually in the desert in Arizona. And it kind of,
Wow.
so to see that difference, and if you know anything about, like, I love documentaries. The desert used to be the ocean. The desert was the ocean, and that's like
Mm.
that sand is the same sand. So when you imagine an ocean turning into a desert, and she named it for the desertion, that's how you feel like a desert when love leaves. When someone you love, it ends, you feel like love has left, but
Yeah.
love has never left. And so then you realize, like, she's loving herself, so that's self-love. That person may have left, but love is not gone. So I think that's what inspired it, and just that journey, you have to continue to pour back into yourself. So she's gonna carry that water and carry that love, back into herself.
Wow. Yes. Yes. So, does anyone else have any questions or have a comment?
Yeah, I'd like to comment. Number one, thank you for reading that piece. I lost my father this week or last
Oh,
week, and so this is a new journey here for me for healing. Because when he passed, and my father and I were not as close as he and my mother, me and my mother. So listening to the piece, I realized that the little girl in me is part of who needs the healing.
mm,
So I'm approaching this journey, like I said, brand new, to this. Because it's the first time I had lost a parent. And I was reacting to things that I thought that I had dealt with. And my
right.
reactions surprised me as we were preparing for his service. So I definitely would love to buy your book. I don't know if you could put a link in the chat so we can just go ahead and click.
I'm trying to find that for you now, sis. Thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
But thank you for helping me to identify, the piece of me that really needs the attention to the healing right now. So I appreciate that.
So
Wow.
welcome. That
Thank you
that touched,
again for transparency.
Mm.
yeah, that touched me. You about to have me crying. Like, that's beautiful. And my condolences, and just love, all the love and light on your journey, because that's a process. You have to
Yeah.
process that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. And my condolences to all of you as well.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Uh, um, uh,
Ooh, Jesus.
wow, this is powerful. When you
Mm.
think of an idea or you get something, we got to do this. Let's move on this. And I want to say that I could not have picked or chosen a better group of women to first do this with. because I truly admire Trish. Trish was probably my first real college friend. So we go way back when. So,
That's all
I
right.
was, oddball, I was a theater person, so I was just, just the weird one. But, so this particular group of women, collective of women, Trish Patterson, Tishun, Nikco, Leonetta, AKA Shug, Avery, uh, these some bad sisters right here. Yeah. So with saying that, and Shug gave us this new look and all that there.
Hey, hey.
Leah, I told her she's Leah now because she came back with a vengeance. So with that, I'm going to introduce you guys to Shug Leonetta Avery, aka Leah. She is the host of the local. Wait a minute. What's the name of your show? The local.
Look, I'm over here looking for the link to Tishun's book. The local
I'm about to get it
source.
to
No, I'm like, I have it in my orders. I got it right here.
girl. I'm trying to text it to myself too right now.
Right, I
Oh
was like,
my
I could just
goodness.
text it to her, then she could copy and paste it. And I was like, oh, it's on the computer. The local source. I digress. The local source
The local
for
source,
yes.
which is cool that you were doing that because that's what sisterhood is about. That's what
Yeah.
because people, you looking for something yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. So no big deal. The local source, she is a podcast guru. Um, Shug was hosting and doing poetry at spaces that, back in the day that I'm just now trying to, get into it. She was doing it for the local celebrities and stuff back in the day. And I remember meeting Shug, and all we did was laugh for forever. And she is a dynamic poet. She is hilarious and brilliant. Um, and she is uh, for lack of a better word, a survivor. Um, because I've seen you go through things and you just like, girl, you top it off. You just do it. We hosted one of my little brainchildren, what is it? A poet's the poet's prom, right?
Oh yeah, that was so much fun.
Yeah, and so, but so many other things. Leah, aka Shug Avery, or Shug Avery, aka Leah. So many things that she's done within the community, the poetry community in Dallas. And so, without further ado, I give to you Shug Leah Avery.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be here. Already blessed. We already had holy water tears fall in, all of that. So I will give you my first piece entitled Lioness. It is a very ancient seasoned piece, but it has a purpose and ties in with my second piece and our theme. So I wanted to share that first. And I am going to stand up because I was told that I perform differently. So y'all just bear with me as I try and make it a real seamless transition. Look at God. I did it without knocking the laptop over. I don't want to be a blank canvas no more. I want to roar. I want to roar with the fierceness of an African lioness. My life, it is a safari, but living is my prey. I shoot bullets of verbal caliber exploding into the lives of carcasses that will bleed my truth and reek of the stench of Black womanly knowledge. I dare society's inhabitants outlaw my hunting, saying my prey is endangered. I see so many Black men of different species roaming the habitat, leaving me angered. How can it be illegal for me to capture and trophy them? How can society endanger and shun them all in the same law? They look on them with awe and create programs to protect them, but then they tag and tame and breathe them. I seen the eyes of a caged Black man, and he did not appear to me happy. I seen the eyes of a free Black man, and his eyes longed for the touch of civility. What will become of me, the queen of the jungle. Do I dare roam this land alone? Do I accept captivity as my home? I am a queen, unable to breed my young as I please. Between the hunters, the natural disease, the fleas, they stick on me. I'm constantly battling. My main one cannot decipher from the lions of the jungle. So no wonder my kings is looking at each other. I look like him, have ceased to excite him, and my young cannot tell me from he when we, or maybe just me, emerge from the wild, attempted to care for them so they love everyone equally. I don't hunt side by side with my mate. He is a king, so I serve him. He is a king quite deserving, and I want to purr with the vibrations of the top of the food chain authority. I want the echo of my king's roar to instill fear in the dwindling existence of the lower food chain gang. I want a label other than endangered, like plentiful, fear yet revered. I want groups of my people to be called prides. I want to be feared just from my stride. I want to be so bad I have my own constellation, the sun I would include in my makeup calls in several years of astrological contemplation. But my power is just so that I'm deemed safe behind bars and in the wild. These are the places they say are safe for me because I could hurt somebody's child. But who hunted and killed whom out of the blue? Literally. And to make it look okay, they found evidence to support that I spend most of my day eating and sleeping. Who perpetuates my bestiality with BET? If we've been fighting all these years and I wasn't even trying because they say that I'm so lazy, I didn't even contemplate competing. But if we've been fighting all these years and I wasn't trying, I understand why they keep lying. If I knew my own power, I would devour you. If I knew my own power, I would devour you. And that's why they kill my leaders that come and drop truth. And that's why they try and destroy my roots. But it's like they say, it's better to live a day as a lion than 1,000 as a lamb. And I am who I am. And even the lioness has to protect herself against them flies. So they'll never be my demise. Thank you.
Ooh, ooh, girl. Snap,
Okay.
snap, snap.
Snap, snap, snap.
Oh, wow.
Thank
I was
you.
hollering, but I had my mute on because I was hollering on that part.
I know, right?
Yeah, I done had a
But
couple of
that,
and yeah, well, I think I went to church on myself. Well, all right then, lioness.
ooh, okay.
Thank you.
Come
Said,
on, Lee. Come on.
Thank you.
Lee, do
Yes.
we need to, you want to go ahead and put your other piece with that one, or do you want to circle back around? Do you think, you let me know what you think? Are they better paired together? Or are we in a
We
space where,
probably should go through the questions so that you'll understand the second piece.
all right then, so question it is. So tell us why that particular piece and what form of healing or restoration it has brought to your world and why. And members and those in attendance, be prepared, ask questions, jump in.
At first, I would just like to say, like we have mentioned before, in March, I lost my mom. Totally unexpected, no COVID, no nothing. She was here doing snowboarding and she was fine walking up and down the stairs. And then somebody knocked on my door and said she was no longer with us. So there's that.
Oh,
And then the year before that, I had quarantined with her in Florida because of COVID, right? But also because I was going through an unmarriage. An unmarriage is when you were formally till death do you part, and a part came before death. So I was going through an unmarriage with a young child. So it was just like back to back to back to back, right? And at that time, I had come across the knowledge of what some call, the secret powers, the power of life and death is in the tongue. But I wasn't in the knowledge of it. Familiar, but not practicing it, if you will. And so I wanted to pick that piece because at that point in time, when I wrote it, I don't know, 2002, 3, 4, that's how I felt. Those were the things that I was going through. I felt like, not woe is me, but just like, man, it's a light on a Black woman. From where I talk about the men looking at each other to when I talk about how I'm gonna raise my kids. Can I raise them how I want, between trying to figure out vaccines? Can we get some clean water? Which hadn't happened, but just all of the things that we encounter as a people. And then on top of that, trying to protect, like in B. Randall's poem, a wounded animal, and the parent of that trying to protect our babies. It was a lot. And I didn't even have a baby when I wrote that. I just was like, do I even want to bring one into this world? And so there was pain that I needed to express at the time. But as an artist, and I believe in manifesting, I believe in speaking things into existence, I believe in so is a man thinking, and I've asked, God, the ancestors, for opportunities to not let my pain be in vain.
Right.
And so when you know better, you do better.
Oh no.
Yeah.
As an artist, my power, my gifts that God gave me, because I haven't studied, that's how I cope through my life. Being an only Black child is in an environment, in a school, being the only Black child who I've been thick all my life. I got to work out to be 240. So my thighs touching and everybody else got gaps, shaving off my edges because they were too kinky because did nobody else look like me? Not the teacher, the janitors, the cooks in the kitchen, and then the maids that they told me that I could be because I was Black. Okay. As a 9-year-old. So poetry, a white woman handed me ego tripping. There may be a reason why at St. Philip's School. Poetry saved my life. I had already attempted suicide by then. Do you know what it's like to be 9 trying to swallow pills because you don't want to be here? And did it a whole bunch more times, right? But poetry started to make me look at myself differently. So when I say when you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
The power as a Christian, whoever you want to pay through, whatever type of, Santa Rita, Buddha, whatever power you want to give to it, your power is in you. I wrote another poem that writes the things that I said that I was suffering from, and I noticed healing. I noticed the ability to stand. To the person that lost her father, baby, you're gonna have to come up out of that. And it's not going to be a TV show. It's not going to be a song. It's not going to be anything. And I'm nobody's counselor. I don't have your license at all. But I had to make a conscious decision.
That's true, too.
I had to make up my mind that healing and restoration belonged to me, that I was worthy of it, not because I prayed hard enough, not because I was baptized, not because of Jesus, not because of the cross, because I woke up worthy. No additional action required. And so my second poem speaks to healing, hustling, energizing, restoring, because as an artist, as Lee, as Shug, it is my job to tell people you can write yourself about that pain. You can speak yourself about that pain. You can preach yourself about that pain. You can journal yourself about that pain, but you got to make up your mind. And once your mind is made up, all of the things that come against you, you will be surprised, like COVID, like the unexplainable death of a parent. How you stand through that?
Yeah.
How you get up and put on your clothes the next day? The way you're going to be able to do it is you're going to have to make up your mind that that's what you're going to do. And whatever your gift is, whatever makes you forget time, whatever makes you forget that they're gone, whatever makes you forget to eat, you're going to have to drown yourself in that. And that's when you'll swim to the shore, and then you'll show somebody else you can make it. Because you can't pull them out. I can't pull you up out of that because I'll drown. But I can get over here and I can stand and say, baby, we over here on solid ground, doing just fine. Next, bye.
Oh, you can't go nowhere. That blessed me. That blessed me. That was powerful.
Did you do the second piece?
I can right now. Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. What?
Yes, I think we're ready for the second one because you done gave us an opening.
So do that now?
Yeah.
Okay. Her. Who her? She endured history, stereotypes, the odds, gossip, disadvantages, even wars. To rise to more than the occasion, but the mission, reasons, past, present, and future. Who her? She has always been here. She replaces, replenishes, and restores while wounded, unappreciated, forgotten, ignored, overlooked, abused, taken for granted, like nutrients. She feeds off whatever is fed to her or that she is starved of. Triumphantly, she champions for her sisters and her brothers, parents, children, co-workers, church members, club sisters, even when they come for her. Enemies in the flesh, heart, and mind, limited beliefs in her abilities, ignoring her heroine's supernatural beauty, brains, and business sensibilities when the world suckered at her bosom. She gave nutrients that no one offered back. Too black, too big, too dumb, know it all, too loud, too nappy, wanna be white, a doormat, a bully, a harlot, a prude, too hard, so manly, superficial, a hippie, everything but a child of God. Race from lips, books, songs, movies, history, rate Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even the lips of friends and family, but God. With the pieces of her heart left, with all them kids or none at all, she stands elevated above all, hustling, energized, restoring, and cocoa browns, chocolate, almond, butter pecan, lemon, radiant, kissed hues. Her training is complete. Elevated to her rightful royal appointment, she rises above education or the lack thereof, corporate plantations, the septic sanitation of people's expectations, opinions, and tired underestimations. For such a time as this, she rises from the prophecy of Maya Angelou, who declared out of the huts of history shame from a past rooted in pain when she escaped slavery. She defied the odds. And they say each generation is 10 times worse, so she is coming inevitably like the next verse. Consider her momentum your curse. Hold your I'm sorry's, what had happened was, and I thought. Elevate your mind, elevate your words on her. She is the walking, talking, breathing manifestation of the prayers, blood, sweat, and tears of slaves, sharecroppers, and immigrants desperate for more than equality, but restoration. Neither deportation, exploitation, defamation, glass ceilings, redlining, denied funding, poverty, rape, incest, generational curses, missed opportunities, limited resources, abuse, no supports or role models enslave her, hold her back, or deny her the elevated seat of royalty. Divinely, historically, rightfully hers. Black women, rise and walk in your royalty.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So ooh, girl, you man, awesome, Shug. Awesome as usual.
Yes.
I'm gonna open it up to the floor, and I want to be mindful of time because I really do want to make certain that we get Tishun in for another piece. But I want to ask: are there any questions from the floor or any comments from the floor? Anybody?
We
Hey,
got our,
this is Robin.
hey, Robin. Thanks
I
for
just
joining
wanted to
us.
say thank you. I just want to say, hey, Shug.
That's my first friend from college. So we're all, the gang's all here now.
Not the squad.
Yeah, freshman year, first month of the semester, and found out that her dad and my aunt had gone to high school together in Shreveport. So we
Wow.
whole bunch of lives, sisters. Thank you
Oh,
for
that's
tuning in.
beautiful. Lovely.
Amen. Is there anyone we have not heard from this evening that would like to share? I'm looking at the clock, and we always try to be respectful of everybody's time. We don't want to keep everyone too late this evening. We did, our goal is 8 o'clock. We want to get you in and get you out, especially we're going to release at 8 o'clock. And if the poets want to hang around for just a few seconds after that, if anybody want to have some extended conversation, but we definitely want to make sure you get in any comments. How is tonight working for you all?
Awesome job,
Awesome.
lady. I really appreciate it. I was feeling kind of, I guess, just tired of everything today. And so this kind of helped rejuvenate me and perk me up. So I needed it.
That's all right.
We got a perk up. Good.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to second that, Trish. I'm just really enjoying all the talent. It's just so inspiring and encouraging. It's the day before my trip, and I'm usually doing errands. I'm doing all this stuff, all this busy work. And this was just nice. Like the woman that just spoke before me, it really like gave me some energy. It's making me feel really good, so I really appreciate it.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks, Gina. Gina's out there keeping those skies safe and friendly. And I remember those days of flying here and there and all over the world. And and now it's a whole lot different than the years that I was flying, and people are different, and now,
Oh my gosh,
global
yes.
pandemics and all of that. So Gina, thanks for the work that you're doing out there, and for keeping positive energy. And as you touch, move, and inspire, it's good that your cup can be replenished as well. So thank you for
Amen.
joining us.
Thank you so much for doing this, Trish. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's just what I needed.
Welcome, welcome. You all make sure before, I'm sorry, B, make sure you all, oh, yes, ma'am. Go ahead, B.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that we did get our second piece from Tishun.
Yes, ma'am.
Are y'all ready? Okay, let me go ahead and get in here. Let me do this. Shug, your piece just touched me. I need to get that on recording so I can get my, like when I feel a little for that day, I need to hear that. I need to be able to play that in my AirPod and be like, all right, let's get them. I need, because that thing helped. I gave me motivation. You're a poet's poet, okay? You're a poet like B is. Y'all are poets.
Yeah.
I have a poem, I'm not gonna read that one right now, but it's called Ode to Harriet Tubman. And if you think about her life story, it's just like, and I don't even know like when I made this poem, how I came up with it, but Harriet Tubman is in us. We've had to set ourselves free and we go back to free somebody else. But it's just like when you think about that journey, there's pain in there, but there's beauty, but we forget the pain. Like you have to go live in a new place, but you used to be an object, you used to be a thing, and you crossed a line and became a person, which is like mind-boggling. But that touched me. But this one is a good one to wrap us up with. Okay, y'all ready? But that's not what this is about. I'm about to read. Okay, here we go. Brilliant black butterfly. I'm gonna say it again. Brilliant black butterfly. Do you even know how beautiful you are? The rich melody in each flap of your wings, the mosaic of colors, patterns, telling your story, mapping how far you've come. You fly with wings you never knew you had, transform from darkness you never knew would end. What was pain is now power. The most beautiful story, you're a survivor. Black onks in the sky, they chase you but will never catch up. Your dream broke free when you emerged. Your flight is faith metamorphosized. Out of darkness, new wings emerge, and you traded your life for endless skies. You could barely move, but now you fly. You crawled, and now you fly. You cried in your isolated tomb. You thought you'd die, but now you fly. You trace the sun in the most purposeful, the most determined, and the most breathtaking flight. Fly, brilliant black butterfly, fly.
Woo! Yes.
Come on up out of that tomb. Yes. Come on up out that cocoon and that tomb.
Wait a minute, y'all making me up. I'm gonna have to rub a tattoo out on y'all. Can y'all see that butterfly? It's colorful.
Yes,
Oh wow.
This is joy and free, baby. So shoot, like you say, that unmarried state.
Okay.
Coming up out of, yes,
Come
ma'am.
up out of it. Yes.
New creature. That's what butterflies are. Have gone through a transition.
Yes.
Transformation.
They really are. They really are.
Yes.
And for Veronica, I did put that link for my book in there. I had to type it out by hand, so I got that link in the chat for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. Yeah, the butterfly is a symbol of a spiritual transformation.
Yeah.
I didn't know that when I wrote this poem. I've always loved butterflies, like Trisha. If I do a tattoo, it would probably be a butterfly in it. If I ever get a tattoo, how amazing to crawl, to begin your life crawling, and then you end your life flying in the air. Like, can y'all imagine that?
I claim it. Imagine it. I claim it.
Claim it, because that's been a lot of our story. Black women, baby, we had to crawl, and now we fly. And I think being a mathematician or a former life, think about that two-dimensional life. you had a 2-dimensional life, and now you have a 3-dimensional plus. You know, they fly, and we don't even fly, so that's probably 4 or 5 space. And it's spiritual because there are things that happen in that pain. Like, we think about the process is beautiful, but they melt in that cocoon. Like, a lot of them has to melt, their body melts, and it's amazing. So transformations, I want to just say that pain can be a trigger, but love transforms you.
Yeah.
And what that means is that people say time heals our wounds. It does not. We know people who are still in the same place they were 20 years ago. And they talk about that. If they mention that pain, they still in the same place, and they're still crying the same tears. They have not healed. You have to choose to heal. And healing is a process, and it ain't always pretty, baby. It ain't always pretty. When that butterfly's in that cocoon, it is melting and it's ugly, y'all. You don't want to see what's in that cocoon, but when you come out of it, you're just beautiful. And people don't know what you've been through. You've never imagined what a butterfly went through when they were a caterpillar, and they had to have. And if you tell a caterpillar, they go, you're gonna fly one day. How can they even? What did you know? So that's faith, y'all. That's faith, and your other side of your healing is amazing. And you don't even get. You have to imagine how free you're gonna be, how bold you're gonna be, and be that person while you're transforming. You have to think, how does that woman behave? That woman who knows her worth, how does she behave? That woman who knows she deserves love, how does she behave? And that woman who gives herself the freedom to be herself and show up in places and be bold. I go everywhere. I'm 100% Tishun. I'm 100% who God made me to be. And that's a powerful thing. And you're free when you do that. Who you believe you are, what you think, all in alignment, and what you say, be in alignment with yourself. So I just broke the poem down for y'all.
Thank you so much.
I have
Thank
two
you
quick
so
things.
much.
Two quick things. Can I just slide them in
Yeah,
real
okay.
quick?
Go ahead.
One, someone told me never say anything to yourself that you wouldn't allow somebody to say to your child. And it made me stop saying, you're so fat, you're so this, you're so that, and criticizing myself, because I'd be ready to fight you if you said that to my baby. Two, we talking about Harriet Tubman and the slaves and all of the things. We carry that trauma in our DNA, in our
Right.
life,
Come
in our
on.
wombs, in our bodies.
Come
So
on.
we've got to stop isolating when we're hurting and say to somebody, I need some help. I'm going through. I'm not okay. So that's my
Right.
last two things.
Yes.
Wow.
Love it.
You guys are so amazing. Trish, where you at, T?
I'm right here, B.
Okay. So amazing. It's funny because I see this going the way it usually goes when I'm on the phone with Shug and we talk and we supposed to be on there for 5 minutes and it turns into a whole big long time. And when I'm talking to Tishun or whatever, the other night we supposed to been checking in on each other and it was 12 o'clock at night. I was like, girl, I gotta go.
I gotta go.
But I love what we've created here. It's certainly very powerful, and it does all the things that I hope that every piece of work or thing that I put my hands on do, and that's touch, move, and inspire.
Hallelujah.
So with that, I'm going to say, because I don't want to hold people, it's 8:01, but I do want to invite you guys back to the second half of the series on the 27th. So next Monday, right?
Next Monday.
With Brandon L. Jackson, poet Brandon L. Jackson, and vocalist Mahogany. I'm telling you, it's going to be a treat. So you're going to have a vocalist and a poet next week. And when we continue this and we are trying to work on something that we can keep this series rolling. So, ladies, please put your email addresses or whatever in the chat so that people can contact you and all of that.
Which ladies? Are
This
you
has
talking
been
about the
wonderful.
creatives? Or we want everybody. No, we want the creatives. Y'all leave our folks some contact information so people can get in touch with you. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Let me see. I'm just gonna put my phone number in here. Y'all just text me. That's just easier. I don't
gotta
mind.
figure out how to work this thing.
Oh, in the chat thing, just drop it in the chat.
I'm Tishun Nikco on all social media, so I'm spelling it out. Just holler at me on Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want to holler at me on, and I'll see it.
Yes, yes, yes. Is there anyone? Yeah, I'm going to step away real quick. Miss Jacqueline, do you have anything you want to share with the audience? Because well, you want to come on in here, y'all. That's my sister. And I'm so grateful to have her. We can't hear you, sis. You're muted. Don't bring no, just bring yourself. You just come. Well, y'all, we working through technology, okay?
It's all right. It's
Yeah,
just
it really
that's
is.
family.
You know,
That's family. That's family.
it is. So we
I had
can't
to
have
show
your phone in here at the same time.
I had to show my father how to check his Facebook Messenger, and he's a whole project manager for in engineering, and so he's highly educated. But that messenger, he had messages from people back in college and high school trying to talk to him. So,
Lord,
so
that's
so
funny.
it's a different this generation. It's different generations. Like these babies can do more than me because I ain't about to do no TikTok dance.
Okay, so
No.
this would how life would be if my mama was here. So it'd be us three. So that's her right over there. We're gonna give mama the read.
Yes.
So Jackie, what you want to share with the folks tonight?
Well-
You've been on mute all evening.
Well, at first it took me forever to download Zoom because I have not been Zooming since COVID started. And I love the spoken word. Mine is kind of vicious, so I tell stories. I used to have a place that I did that in Atlanta, but I'm an art nut. But I love the spoken word. It's so beautiful.
Has spoken word helped to heal you or restore you?
Yes.
What has spoken word done for you?
Well,
Or the artistry itself?
well, when you hear something that affects you, it makes you think, and it makes you sometimes feel bad, but most of the time feel good, have deep thoughts. So I like that. It takes your mind off of mundane things.
Mm-hmm.
So spoken word is like concentrated advice.
Oh, concentrated advice. Oh, I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's my big sister, y'all.
So nice to meet you.
I definitely like that concentrated advice. I'm gonna steal that.
I'm writing that down right now.
You can,
Right, that's a
you'll hear
t-shirt.
that again.
Poetry is
Okay.
concentrated advice.
Concentrated advisor, honey.
Advisor, okay. AKA
Put on your
poet.
LinkedIn. On your LinkedIn.
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh,
Right there.
advisor. AKA poet.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Yes, that was good.
Ladies, everyone has dropped their contact information in the chat. B, were you gonna post the bios real quick? You all, we have been recorded this evening.
I've been horrible at what I was supposed to do, so I did not.
Yeah, we bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay.
But guys, please come back
Next week.
next week, 7:00. Brandon L. Jackson, amazing poet. Candace Mahogany Miller, brilliant vocalist. So tune in.
Any closing remarks from anyone in our audience? Any closing remarks from anyone?
I just want to say thank you for having me. I really appreciate the honor of being a part of this, kicking it off. Great company. And so it's just as you give, you also receive. And so you being a blessing, you can't help but be blessed. And so I got what I needed for the rest of the week to get me going and keep me. Thank you, Lee,
Indeed.
AKA Shug and B and every. I mean, this is a good atmosphere. So I just thank you for having me.
Amen.
Awesome.
Oh,
I just have to say love and light, like I always say, love and light. Till next time, friends.
Love and light, and I'm peace and blessings.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Love
I
you.
recorded this and I'm gonna download the transcript. So Peace and blessings, everyone, from Trisha Patterson Inspires, LLC, B. Randall, the host, B. Randall, Tishun, Nikco, and Leah Shug, Avery. Peace.
Leah Shug Avery. That's funny.
Leah Shug, Avery. Okay. Have a wonderful evening, all. Bye-bye.
Bye.